independent,
unsigned artists,
entrepreneurs,
real people.
This your boy, B. Mike Rob.
This your girl, Desi Dance.
Stay Ready Radio.
Every Wednesday night, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. RMCOnAir.com.
Tune in. If you stay ready, you never have to get.
We from my city, and she high, yeah. Keep it hoppin', K&S be rockin'. Woke up in my city of the islands. Home to the palace, culture is silent. We be on our business speaks violence.
Like you equate the math, that don't add up. You're making the matters. She say she came out here to find.
Yes. We are back. Definitely in the building. Once again, we'd like to thank the Arista Freaks and Kathy Sledge for coming by. Great interview, but we're going to go ahead and keep it moving because we got another great interview that's in the building. So, but before we do that, you already know I'm your boy, Big Mike.
I'm your girl, Desi Des.
You already know this is brought to you by Velada Footwear, powered by Monster.
RMC Studios, Pitbull Energy Drink, 3-Point Tequila.
And you already know you cannot forget 7%er, as well as Boulevard Supply, and order those cupcakes. Clavel. That's what it is. So right now, we're ready to bring in somebody that's funny as hell. Let's go ahead and go to this video clip and understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go!
My wife and I just celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary. Now, don't clap till the end of this one. Because you know what 16 years is? Just long enough for me to think this might not work. I realized recently I didn't even know how old my wife was. We went to the courthouse to get married. She wouldn't let me see under the paperwork. She was like, you go over there and play with some of them video games. I'll call you if I need you. My wife has this whole gay military policy with her age. I don't ask, she won't tell. And if I do ask, she gets fit to try to find out my wife's age. I was like, babe, I mean, come on. How old are you? Excuse me? Listen, let me tell you something. I'm a woman. A real man would not ask a woman her age. It's not about how old I am. It's about how young I make you feel. Now go in there and brush your teeth and put on your pajamas. Get ready for bed. And do not turn that light back on. Apparently, my wife has two ages. Her real age and the age she told me she was when we met. And I didn't find out the real age until we went to the mall, and one little 16-year-old bitty body girls disrespected my wife. One of the first things that flew out of my mouth was the real age. We at the mall, excuse me? Listen, let me tell you something, Chuck. I am 43 years old, okay? And I'm one of these little young girls that did. I would come out and kind of stick my foot halfway up your ass. And I'm standing behind like, this bitch is 43 years old.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Without further ado, please put your hands together for Royale Watkins. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm in here. What's good? Y'all tell me.
You already know, man. Hey, first of all, how old were you when you got into being a comedian in comedy?
I started doing stand-up probably, I don't know, it goes back to starting out as a class clown. Okay. So I go all the way back. I'm one of 14 kids, so.
Oh, okay.
You know, okay. And I'm like one of the two in the middle. So they say about the middle kids, like those are the ones that feel like they need to get attention. So my way of getting attention was let me be funny.
Okay.
So I took that funny from the house, took it to school, the clown around in school, and just the reaction that I got when you do something funny, girls would react, dudes would think you was cool and they would laugh, and I was like, all right, I want to rock this energy wherever I go. So it just kind of grew, snowballed into me performing in high school talent shows and eventually finding my way to the stage and growing it into this illustrious $17,000 a year career that I have right now.
Hey, there you go.
No, that's not. There you go.
All right, look, but you started up in stand-up comedy, and then
Yes.
you kind of ventured into acting.
I ventured into writing and producing and acting. So the stand-up comedy, I guess, allowed me to find my way into, what did I do? Oh, the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Gotcha.
Out of the Montreal Comedy Festival, I ended up with a television deal and did a short-lived sitcom for NBC. And right around that time, I was doing some films. I did Speed 2, I did Delivers from Eva, did My Girlfriend's Back, and some other film and television stuff.
Okay.
And then eventually started writing for television. I wrote on Will and Jada's show, All of Us. And actually wrote the first episode of television that I wrote is the first thing that Will Smith directed. But wrote on some other television shows, Till Death, Are We There Yet? and then started producing stand-up comedy specials, and then just I guess last year had the opportunity to direct my first comedy special for Comedy Central.
Man,
that's what's
that's
up.
a resume.
That's
And
what's up.
you actually also got nominated, right, for the
For Image Award.
Yes.
Yeah, was nominated for Image Award for the All of Us script that I wrote, The N-Word.
there you go.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah, I know.
It was called. That was the name of the episode. Was The N-Word.
Wait. Talk about that. What was that episode about?
I have 3 sons, and my middle son, Royce, when he was around 6 or 7, came to me one day out of the blue and asked me, could he say the N-word that rhymes with bigger? And no, I mean,
That's what
it was a very, to have a kid
Say that,
ask you
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
a 6 or 7-year-old kid is like, all
and
right,
out of
how-
respect.
No, well, I mean, that's
Yeah.
the environment that we create in our house. My
Yeah.
kids know that you can ask anything. And so then I had to do the investigation of, like, how did this word get into his life? And the investigation led me to bring that story into the room when I was interviewing for the job. And they was like, no, we're hiring you. And that's what, that's the story that we want to tell right now.
Gotcha.
And so it was just a really interesting thing, again, out of the mouths of babies, but the value of it was, $20,000 for a television script.
Hey, that's what he was.
Right.
Keep asking me stuff, son.
Hey, come on with it. I know.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, shout outs to April, your wife.
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys are a team. I'm talking about, like, when I seen your guy, the After I Do.
The After I Do stuff?
After I Do
That's why I'm
stuff.
holding my
Yeah,
phone
that's what
because... No, I'm holding my phone because, like, After I Do, right now, over the last couple of days, has started to kind of swell. Something that's happening right now and it's catching fire. And, I mean, we used to, like, get 700, 1,000 likes or 1,000 views, whatever, on videos. And now it's jumped up to, like, 30, 40,000, 50,000 views. And so it's starting to catch on. But it's like an authentic, it's our real relationship, our real marriage, and the challenges we go through. But it's all based in love. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I don't know if there's a realer couple out there that's like putting and sharing their life online the way we do.
Right.
That's a
that has
true
healthy-
reality show.
No, it's a true. It ain't even, to me, it's not even a reality show. It's our life.
Yeah.
And the thing that's interesting is that I now super engage the people who follow us, and it surprises people. It catches them off guard because, people with social media now, as soon as they see your name, some people kind of recognize my name. I've been in enough stuff that people, they see my face, they go, I know this dude from somewhere, but they don't all the way put it together. Like, I'll give you a classic example. Like, a lot of people may have seen Delivers from Eva, and then it'll take them a second before they realize that I was in Delivers from Eva, and I was the dude that played the gay hairdresser, right? And so when people put that together, they go, oh, that's him. So if they go through my social media profile and see my pictures and look up my name, they'll go, oh, that's the guy that saw in this. That's the guy. Oh, and he talks back to all of us all the time. So, like, I super engage the fans.
Yeah,
I
there
super
you
engage
go.
the fans
Yeah.
because, like, to me, what I'm doing on Facebook right now is more interesting than the television stuff that I've done.
Yeah, there's that Facebook Live.
Facebook Live,
It's
Facebook,
killing-
all of it is more
Face-
interesting.
But the Facebook Live is really killing the
Facebook
game.
Live,
That's
too.
Really, yeah, exactly. 'Cause
Absolutely.
that reaches all your
It's
fans right
now.
there.
It's
Yeah.
right now.
Yes, it is.
So, I'm just trying to learn how to use these tools and grow them.
Right.
Because they're going so fast. Social media.
And social media was one of those big things that, back then when we were growing up, it wasn't as big as now. Like, this is another
It's insane.
platform.
Oh, man, it's
This is
insane.
why-
Insane.
It's a crazy, and this is another
It's-
reason why you started your mixtape.
All of the mixtape, the mixtape comedy thing is a whole different. It's a show that I do every third Sunday in New York City. It is, like, hands down, it's one of the best experiences, like, entertainment experiences in the country. And interestingly enough, Kathy Sledge did my show last year.
Okay.
And just, like, completely tore the place down. It is a mixed platform of comedy and music. I host it. I have a live band. I have a DJ. I put up 4 comedians, and we close with a music artist. Traditionally, it's been
That's
old
dope.
school hip hop
That's dope.
artists. So, like, on a small stage in New York City, like, anniversary show, I had Naughty by Nature come through, right, and do a 3-4 song set and completely rip it up. Kwame came through and killed it. Chubb Rock came through and killed it. Who else? Mr. Cheeks just came through the month before last, and like, yo, to be able to get that on a small stage, to be able to get a killer comedy show and close with an old school artist, and then again we've opened it up, like I said, Kathy Sledge, Christopher Williams, who else? We had just so many, like 7 years of shows. So even on the comedy side, like Tracy Morgan before he got in the accident came through, Sherry Shepherd, Bill Bellamy, Cedric the Entertainer, Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, you know, Amy Schumer, Jim Gaffigan. Like, I know folks.
Yeah,
That's real. I know some folks.
And they say that you got to know somebody to know somebody to be somebody.
I know everybody is somebody. Yeah, exactly. But the reality is that I've been doing this for a while, and I have gone through an experience, a couple of experiences that have allowed me to like lose the ego, right? Because in this business, you come into it and they set you up to think that it's all about you, right? It's all about you, a star, to take this picture, flash here, blah, blah. You know, and I went through an experience like 7 or 8 years ago where I lost everything, right? Was over leveraged, dumped a whole bunch of money into the real estate market before it flipped. It flipped and I lost everything. I'm talking about like $1 million house.
Wow.
Had a house that me and my wife bought for like $1 million, you know, put 500 cash into it, was invested in 5 other properties that I was flipping at the time. The market flipped and I lost everything. And so I had to literally start from scratch again. And the way I did it was using Facebook and reaching out to the folks fans out there and saying, yo, they're not even fans at this point. The people that rock with me is a whole other level of, you know, what we do. It ain't even they family.
It's closer.
It's so much closer because, you know, they reach out to me and say what you need. I'll tell you this really quickly. When I was doing the stuff that I was doing, 2 things happened with mixtape comedy. I'll tell you the whole story. One, I went to Anthony Anderson, who's a very dear and close friend, and said, yo, I'm not working right now. I need some help. He said, whatever you want to do, I got you. Right? So he was in New York City doing Law and Order. That's why we do the mixtape comedy show in New York. For the last 7 years, I've been flying back and forth once a month to do the show there because we started it there because Anthony was on Law and Order, and I couldn't expect him to fly back and forth while doing the show there. It was easier for me to fly there, and we get it done. So, started it there. Me and Anthony built it together. That show got canceled. He moved back here. I continued to do it. But when we first started, like I said, I was a little financially challenged. So I just lost the ego and told people this is what I need. And I said, yo, I need a hotel room in New York City. We got you. I said, I need a buddy pass so I can get to New York. It was a woman who, a very dear friend of mine, who was following what I was doing, said, listen, I used to work in corporate America. I got all these miles. She said, I love the way, you know, what you're building. I love how you're building it. She said, if you ever need to travel and get anywhere, just let me now use my miles and help you get there. Wow. Right? So that's the way.
God, like, don't make no mistakes.
Oh, listen, bro. It's so much bigger than me. So that's why I move my ego out the way, and I produce comedy and entertainment for the people sitting in the seats.
Yes.
So when I step on stage, it ain't about me. I'm servicing the people. So the people that have taken the time to get a babysitter, people that have taken time to pull that plastic off cleaners' clothes, yo, I'm super aware of the time that they've invested and the money they've invested to come sit and have an experience. And so when I step on stage, that's what I'm paying attention to.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's deep too, because that's a lot of you don't get that from a lot of people that are in the limelight. You know, and they don't, because of the fact that they don't know how to pretty much reach out to them kind of people.
No, they don't know how to get out the way. They don't know who they're servicing. No, I'm just saying, you know, again, it's something that you only learn having gone through the process and the experiences I've gone through. So it's a certain kind of maturation that has allowed me to reach, you know, this kind of perspective about it all. Yeah. And what's important, you know?
So for up and coming comedians, what would you tell them?
I mean, it just depends on what their, you know what I mean, in terms of their approach to this business and what they
approach to
use social media. Use social media, and because it's the way right now.
Exactly.
You can build an empire. Kevin Hart right now is, I mean, quite simply
doing something so far beyond phenomenal that you can't even believe it, and it's right there. He built it. I watched him build it, and he's still the same dude. He works extremely hard. He's a good friend of mine, and it just blows me away. But it was the power of a couple of things: social media, determination, focus, follow through, and a gift.
And the thing that you brought up when you brought up Kevin Hart, it was crazy because of the fact that we're all from the Bay Area, and
Bay Area. I'm gonna tell you who you look. Do you know Lionel B?
Yes.
Man, come on, man.
Yes.
You remind me a little bit of Lionel B.
Yes,
you got that Bay Area.
So what it is Kevin. Lionel B.
You know Lionel? Come on, man. Lionel's good folks, man.
He's good. But just check this out, though. Kevin Hart, he never even knew what Juneteenth was until he came out to the Bay, because it was like he just had that show, Soul playing.
Kev ain't no sophisticated dude.
And then he came out there, very humble dude. He jumped on stage because we ran the Juneteenth.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I never even heard of a Juneteenth. And he got on stage and killed it. And from there we saw him, like you said, grow his brand.
Man.
And after that movie, and even before then, it was just kind of like he just skyrocketed to the top. Yeah.
Kevin is so freaking talented. It's insane, and he's very, very smart. He's built a team that, I mean, what comedian have you seen with a shoe deal?
Yeah, I know. Nike, the new Nike shoe deal.
It's a shoe deal.
That's true. That's true.
But look how he's getting it. He's getting movie money. He's getting television money. He's producing. He's got a shoe deal. He's got an athletic deal. He's getting car money. His freaking commercial rated the #1 commercial during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, cracking up.
The guy is you talk about a business. The guy is a business.
He's a true brand.
He's a brand.
He's a true brand.
So for kids coming into this, like be brand aware, be brand focused, and it just blows me away what these kids are doing. You don't have to. When I came through this thing, you had to go through them buildings. You had to go through these big buildings, go sit, sign your name in, wait for somebody to give you an opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
And you know, it was
tell you yes or no.
No, not even yes or no. Come back again and do that again, and maybe, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's when you guys were on casting call.
These kids today, they don't have to go through that.
Yeah.
They give themselves permission through this one device. They can connect with the world and build a whole brand and catch checks.
Yep.
And then the industry now is chasing them.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Industry is chasing them. This kid King Batch, another great example of a kid.
King Batch, yeah.
King Batch, like, you know, just top of the food chain, built his own brand. But I watched this kid work.
From the Vine.
Right.
Oh my God,
world,
man.
yeah.
Just, you know, very smart. The kid went to school to understand film and television. So he knew that the quality of his work, film, television, sound, all of that stuff, is what would set him apart from what everybody else was doing. Because there's a lot of garbage out there.
Yes, that's
Right,
true.
right.
Everybody thinks they can do it, and they just put too much garbage out there.
You can sit and twerk, and you know, you can you know, smoke 1,000 cigarettes with one lighter. You can do something silly and it'll get you some attention.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not gonna last.
That ain't gonna last.
That ain't gonna last.
Right.
That's right.
It ain't gonna last.
That's right. That's
No, I'm just saying, like, how many people, we can go on the phone right now. I could pull up 100 people twerking. I can put up somebody standing on a chair that I can say that's going to fall off the chair in 4 seconds, and you know it's staged and intentional.
Wait for it. Yeah.
Wait for it. You know what I mean? How long can you do that?
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
That's definitely true.
How long can you do that? How many times can you fall off a chair before we realize this is just silly?
That's just another cheer fall.
Right.
And is GE, is Claros, Coca-Cola's, McDonald's, is another brand who's cutting a check gonna go, oh, I want to put my money behind this person that's, you know what I mean, running up to somebody, slapping them in the face with a pie.
Most definitely.
Right,
Most definitely.
right.
So why don't you do this? Why don't you give us what you got coming up next? And then give everybody your social media.
The social media is at Royale, ROYALE, Watkins, WATKINS. What's coming up next is every third Sunday. I can't even reiterate this enough. I'm in New York City doing the livest comedy and music show in the city, the Mixtape Comedy Show. And they should absolutely, if you are in a relationship, if you're married, if you're divorced, if you're thinking about leaving your wife, if you have a side chick, if you want to hit every aspect of relationships, you should follow After I Do on Facebook and YouTube. After I Do, look for me and look for wife.
Amazing.
And, yeah, that's the lick right there.
We appreciate you coming by, brother.
Shout out to
Definitely
April,
appreciate you
man.
coming by.
Love it.
That's what it is. Royal Watkins. You already know. You guys make sure you guys follow him. That's what it is.
And if you in New York, go check out that show.
Every third Sunday.
Gotham Comedy Club.
Sunday.
Shout out to the side chicks.
That's what. That's what it is. Once again, I'm your
comedy show.
I'm your boy Big Mike.
I'm your girl Desi Des.
This was brought to you by Velato Footwear and powered by Monster.
RMC Studios Pitbull Energy Drink 3-Point Tequila.
7%er, you already know. Boulevard Supply, and we can't forget. Order those cupcakes. Clavel. That's what it is. We're getting ready to take it out. If you stay ready,
You never have to get ready.
let's go. Try the hot new brand out of LA. Special Instagram offer. Go to www.velatofootwear.com. Enter BMikeRob as your promo code. Receive 10% off.